Alright, so we're out here fishing at the creek, as you can see. Jacoby is my little cameraman right now because my parents are at the lake having fun. This is the, I don't know if I said this, I probably did, but that's the biggest smallmouth I've ever caught. That is a monster.
Well, what's up, guys? It's Daniel and Earl from Arms Family Homestead, and before we get too far into today's exciting adventure, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, and that is Better Wild. Better Wild is a supplement for your dog. Earl is an Irish Doodle, Irish Setter Poodle mix, meant to be foo-foo dog. My wife got Earl so he could sit on the couch and be her little baby. The problem is, Earl here is not a foo-foo city boy dog, but his DNA says he's supposed to be a foo-foo city dog. And he has allergy issues, gets to licking his paws, gets all red-eared, and his skin gets kind of rough because we live in the woods. We've got allergies. Earl here has some allergy issues from time to time, and that can all be tracked back, just from what I understand, to gut health, optimal gut health. While their DNA says I came from a wolf, they're not wolves anymore. They don't live in the natural environment. They sit on the couch. So sometimes their gut needs a little bit of help to stay in balance. And that's where Better Wild comes in. So Better Wild is a little supplement. He thinks it's a treat. So Better Wild is the only allergy supplement that contains ancestral advantage wolf probiotics, a proprietary blend of wolf probiotics that will help rewild your dog's gut into that of their furry ancestors. Let's make them more like a wolf. So it contains things like salmon oil, which is good for the skin, things like bovine colostrum. Colostrum's that first milk when a baby calf is born, or when any animal's born. And these key ingredients are science-based and veterinarian approved. So if you want to try it out for yourself, you can go to betterwild.com/EarlJuly for an exclusive Better Wild offer. What? You can also use code EarlJuly at checkout. It stacks on top of already discounted pricing when you subscribe. And it only works through my link, and you'll get the biggest discount they offer. All the donkeys.
Don't mind the sunglasses. They're polarized. I also did get them from Jimmy Houston.
What you got in there? The Chanel catfish, eh?
Yep.
Channel cat.
Here you go.
Caught that on what now?
That thing right there.
Caught him on a AFH Creek Slayer kit, huh?
That's right.
So Houston's been wanting to do some creek fishing, so here we are. I've been waiting on a delivery today. I've got an exciting delivery for me coming today, maybe for the whole family. But Houston and DJ did some yard work. I had his butt out there on a weed eater, and DJ was mowing while I was doing some other chores around the house, and Houston got all hot and sweaty and took off to the creek and made it down here, and 5 minutes later he called and was like, "Dad, I just caught a catfish. I saw 2 big bass. The creek's loaded with fish. You got to get down here." So here I am. And this dog is on some wild, crazy drugs or something. She's just living her best life. I left Earl's butt at home because he keeps running off into the woods and getting covered in stick ties and stickers and all kinds of stuff. And I didn't feel like brushing him today. And Gemma was asleep on the couch. So here we are with Kelsey. She needs to burn the energy. So Houston says there's some big bass in the swimming hole right now. He likes catching them and taking them over to the pond. Maybe a couple big bluegill or something. You never know. That's a strange looking fish in front of you. I wonder where that came from. A dead armadillo in our swimming hole? That's kind of gross. I see you also brought your goggles. You're looking for catfish again, aren't you?
Yeah.
Creek's a little bit dirty, a little bit stained from... Oh! You hooked my pole.
Oh. I thought you were too far back for me to hit you. I thought I was fine.
You whacked my pole. Unhook your hook off of it. Thought you took my head off there for a second. Woo.
I thought I did too.
Anyways, what I was saying was the creek's a little bit stained from a rain a few days ago. Shocker, right? But I can see a ton of bluegill in there right now. A lot of sunfish, different kinds of sunfish. They're probably not all bluegill. They're mostly green sunfish and long ear, but we're gonna see if we can catch a bass or two, huh?
Yeah.
All right. It's been a minute since I fished the creek very much. Houston and Kobe have been down here a few times, but I ain't fished it very much lately. I wasn't recording any of that. That smallmouth came right up there. I have no idea when it quit recording. I just caught this bass and I looked down and my phone wasn't recording. I probably hit the button, but I looked down there and that smallmouth was like 2 feet from Houston's foot, and it was bigger than this largemouth is.
That's a good one.
Heck yeah, it is. Here, let me see him. Not a bad little creek fish right there. I think Houston's probably going to want to go dump that in the pond if I had to guess. Probably £1.5 pounds. Nice little bass on our little AFH crawdad crawfish slayer kit.
Dude, that would have been sick if you would have caught him and I just stick it in right there and I caught that fish.
Caught that smallmouth. He was right there. I saw it, dude. It was way bigger than this fish. Well, Houston don't have any water in his bucket. I hope I didn't miss all of that on video. I'll have to go back and check. May have. I don't know. But that was at least a 2 or 3 pound smallmouth. It was big. I can't believe you didn't see it. Cameraman fell. Yeah, failed on that one. Tossed that little slayer, that little crawfish slayer out there under a float. I talked up the whole way through it. It was beautiful. It was a perfect little segment. That bass nailed it. I reeled him in, and that smallmouth, the big smallmouth, followed it up, and I totally wasn't recording any of it. Anyway, so I apologize, but what we're fishing with is this Arms Family Homestead Slayer Kit from Trout Magnet. You can buy them on their website. We don't sell these ourselves. Just a partnership with Trout Magnet. But these little crawfish are just deadly in the creek. And on my second cast, I catch about £1.5 pounds bass and don't get it on video. You got one? Oh, look! Did you see it? He about ate it. That fish is hungry. We're going to catch that smallmouth. I just watched him about eat that bluegill you got.
That was crazy. Dude.
He swirled at it.
He did.
We're catching that guy. He's in here and he's hungry. He followed that bass in that I caught. And then he just tried to eat the bluegill that Houston was reeling in.
Hey, you think I can catch him on that?
Maybe. Kind of big.
Hey, you know what they say? Oh, wait. I'm not going to be able to get him because I love this in his mouth.
Look at this one that Houston caught. Man, pretty fish.
They're fat, too.
Yeah, they are. I agree.
You You see that little bed right there? By
Yeah.
the truck? That's
Yep.
where he was.
Just pulled him off a bed, did you, or her?
Yeah. There you go.
Well, the big smallmouth is evading me on the other side of the dam for sure. So I'm just fishing. And caught a green sunfish. There is a big smallmouth in there. And I've seen him twice. Looks like Houston's up in the trees. Oh, well, little green sunfish are gone. Creek fishing's a little bit slow today. Not terrible. But caught that bass on my second cast. And then got stuck on fantasizing catching that big smallmouth. And I'm sure over the next couple days, Houston will catch that fish. I have no doubt. Once he gets that stuff on his mind, it's pretty much a done deal. He isn't going to stop until he catches it. I'm just going to look around a little bit and see if I can see any more bass up here above the dam, or big bluegill or whatever. Just see what I can see. But as of right now, I'm not seeing a whole lot. There's something. There's something. What is it? Another green sunfish. The most common fish in this creek for sure. And one species that we do not like to put in the pond. They are very aggressive and will eat a ton of our bait fish and don't really get that big. So, oh, there's another fish. Another green sunfish. There will just be hundreds of them like that, and they'll constantly be disturbing bass nests. They're nest raiding little predators. So once we do have bass in the pond, we don't need a species that's, basically non-desirable, that does not work towards achieving our goals in the pond. And our goal is massive bluegill and trophy bass eventually. It'll take a little while to get there, but you never know. Houston caught a bass? No, is it a bass or a drum? Yeah, that's what I thought. Houston caught a drum. And I found another green sunfish. Well, we did not catch the big smallmouth, but I bet you he gets caught in the next few days, because this guy ain't gonna quit. Not with a fish like that in here, huh?
There's a baby catfish.
Yep. Hiding under the rocks.
There's two.
It's a little bullhead, what that is. All right, let's go put this guy in the pond. I've been keeping him some fresh water in there, but making some bubbles. What'd you put in there? 3 or 4 other bluegill too?
Yeah. See if anything's on his bed. Well, you can't see it right now.
And go out to the edge and off the dock, or you gonna put them right here on the
Let's just
bank?
put them out here.
Okay. Creek water's gonna be a lot hotter. Colder, Pond water's gonna be a lot hotter. I bet you he's just fine. He's just cramped in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There he goes.
See you, buddy.
Go get big.
You got 3 bluegill in there. All I caught was green sunfish, and I didn't want to keep them. Oh yeah, they'll be good. about slipped in the mud. Also, I have not yet bought a fish feeder to mount on the dock. So I come over here every day and just toss some feed out. I don't have any fish really trained to come up and eat yet, but they'll find it eventually. So I've been doing some condensing and rearranging on my freezer storage space this morning. I've got a freezer in the shop down here, and then up by the garage I've got another big freezer up there, so I'm kind of moving everything up to the garage that needs to be eaten and used first, because I'm excited. I'm very excited. I've got some fresh homegrown pork on the way, being delivered. And it's not just any pork, okay? So over the years, we've raised and processed a lot of our own meats. We hunt, harvest deer. We've raised several cattle and put them in the freezer. Pork is one of those things. We've raised pigs and processed them, and I've bought pigs from other folks and sent them to other processors. I've just not found a processor locally that we're satisfied with. The bacon, the cured meats just don't quite turn out great. A few years ago, partnered with Dutch from Keeping It Dutch on some pigs. We raised them and sent them all the way up to Miami, Oklahoma, which is like a 3.5 hour drive to have them processed. And it was pretty good, but it's just not worth hauling livestock 3.5 hours to have them processed and then going 3.5 hours back up there to pick it up. Well, last winter, when Houston and I were pheasant hunting in Kansas with Luke from Old School Hunts, Luke told me he raises and sells pork. He sells heritage breed pork by the cut off of his farm. And I was like, oh man, you got anything for sale? So I brought home probably 8 or 9 pounds of bacon and some pork chops and some different things, and DJ fell in love with it. It was delicious. I'm not sure what breed they are. I'll find out for sure. But after we left there and come home and started eating on this amazing bacon, got to talking to Luke, and he said, well, I'll have some more in the spring if you want to buy a whole hog. I said, well, sign us up for 2. Because I was thinking heritage breed pigs, probably going to be a little smaller than your bigger pigs. And they went to the processor and they were 300 pounds. I was thinking about 250. These are pushing 300. So we got 2 pigs on the way. They're already fully processed, coming from Kansas. Luke had them processed at his processor, and he's delivering them down here. So I'll probably have to share a bunch of this meat with my in-laws, or maybe Dusty and Marissa at Cross Timbers Bison, and swap out for bison meat or something. But we've got a lot of pork coming in hot. But since the time, well, let me back up. Luke and his wife, Caitlin, their farm is immaculate. It's incredible. They're doing pastured pork, by the cut. They raise and stuff, basically running a hatchery. They've got thousands of birds, do all kinds of cool stuff. And when I was there pheasant hunting, I said, Luke, you need a YouTube channel. Like you're legit. You've got it going on. And if you want to promote your own farm and sell your birds and sell your pork and sell whatever it is you're wanting to do, YouTube's the way to go. It's free advertising, and you're showing your customers how your livestock's raised, where it come from, how it was treated, and all the things. And he was like, yeah, I just don't know if that's for me. Well, that was, I think we left there January 2nd, 1st or 2nd. We were up there right at the beginning of the year. Since that time, they started a YouTube channel, and it has been on fire. Like, I'm so jealous of how fast they're growing this new channel. They're well past 10,000 subscribers already in 6 months. That probably took me 1.5 years. But they're legit. They've got it going on. They've got it figured out. And, I don't mind supporting other small farms. I feel like it's very important. I like raising our own livestock and having it processed. But just like with not being able to find a good processor around here, I'm not going to process my own pork. I'm not going to do all of the steps to cure bacon and do all that myself. I'm going to find a good local processor. Well, I just haven't been able to do that. So this is one way to help support a small farm, and they're growing tremendous leaps and bounds in their social media stuff. Their farm's growing like crazy. Earlier this spring, they did they raised pastured poultry too, so like broiler chickens, and they did an event on their farm where people came in. They taught them how to butcher chickens, and they got to go home with their own fresh chicken. and lots of knowledge and things. So they're doing a lot of cool stuff, and I love supporting that. We will be back in Kansas pheasant hunting at Old School Hunts. That was a blast. Houston and I had so much fun. But aside from that, I love supporting other small farms. I mean, when you find somebody that's good at something, it's easy to support them. And I don't have to try to manage it all myself. It's not being lazy or anything like that. We've got 900 other things going on. And if I can let someone else raise a better quality product in the end to put on my family's table, I'm all about it. And Luke and Caitlin have it figured out. They've got it going on. Their farm's amazing, and I want to support them. So their YouTube channel is called 5 Acre Farm. I'll leave a link in the description box, leave a link to all the stuff, show you some clips. Go check them out. If you're into chickens, Luke is the chicken master wizard when it comes to raising poultry, incubating eggs, doing all the things. He's a chicken farmer for sure.
One of my favorite days of the year, picking up all the pork from the butcher. So, got coolers upon coolers, ready to get my customers taken care of. It's an exciting day. Bacon. Lots and lots of bacon. Ham steaks. And bacon. Oh yeah. Liver. Pork tenderloins, all the good stuff in here. Cutlets, pork chops. Oh yeah, sausage.
Oh, there's more, Lord.
You're gonna have to shoot a lot of deer to mix with all this pork. See, you cut the liver.
Well, I usually don't eat it.
Worst case scenario, you got catfish bait.
Well, that, I give it to Bear.
Yeah. A lot of people feed organ meat.
Bear gets a lot of stuff. Random cuts. Organ stuff. Well, that's a lot of pork. A lot of bacon, a lot of pork. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, whole pork butts. Man, now I got to figure out a place to put all the lard. Because, hey, you bow hunting today or what? No. All right, so Luke's here and his wife, Caitlin. I thought you were just a pheasant hunter until we came up there.
I'm a jack of all trades.
Man, you've got your YouTube. I'm so jealous of how fast your YouTube channel's grown.
Just gotta talk about chickens.
Talk about chickens. So I talked about goats when mine was small. Yeah. Goats and gardens. It didn't grow near as fast. So all this pork, you drove down from Kansas. How many did you deliver today?
We dropped off one in northern Oklahoma and then 2 full ones to you guys, and then we already delivered 3 or 4 yesterday. So
can't beat a deal like that. Okay, so I didn't tell my audience earlier because I wasn't real positive, but these are all American guinea hogs, right?
Correct, which is a heritage hog, which is also known as a lard hog, similar to your...
A lard hog.
Yeah.
I wonder why they call them that.
Yeah. Not as much lard as like a potbelly, but similar to a cooney or a red wattle.
Yeah.
Heritage, which takes longer to feed out, but the meat itself is better quality, has a lot more fat in it.
Yep.
It's not the other white meat like a feeder hog, but the flavor is a lot better in a heritage hog outside of a feeder hog. But
well, I told everybody earlier that when I went pheasant hunting with you, I brought home some bacon, and this girl was picky on her bacon.
I am.
Very picky on her bacon, and
I think it's
that's why I bought 2 pigs.
Yeah, I think it's
actually it's a lot more than I expected. I was thinking when he said he had heritage breed pigs that we wouldn't get a 300-pound hog. So we got 2 of them instead.
We just take good care of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how to grow them. This ain't our first rodeo.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you driving them down. This is stinking cool. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool to be
So,
down here and seeing the place.
People go check you out.
Yep, you can.
5 Acre Farm.
5 Acre Farms on YouTube, on Facebook. We do a little on TikTok, but not much. But yeah.
And in the beginning of January of this year, you guys did not have a YouTube channel.
No.
And now you have how many subscribers?
We're at close to 17,000.
Ah!
But we talk about chickens, which chickens are a hot thing right now.
Yeah. Well,
It took years. It took years.
it took years.
When I told Daniel,
So cool.
when I told Daniel he hit 10,000, he was just shaking his head.
Yeah.
You guys are lucky. And
Yeah, it's awesome.
you guys worked your butt off getting where you're at. So, I mean, I'm not saying we worked hard to get where we're at. But
Yeah, you are. You worked hard before you ever started, Shannon, because your farm's amazing to see on video. It's so cool the way you have it set up, and people,
Yep.
they see that, they know that, they respect that.
When you come up to pheasant hunt again, you'll come see it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, fast forward a couple days. It's been several days since Houston caught those smallmouth and caught those bass in the creek and all the things. And we were after that giant smallmouth, I think, for about 2 weeks. And the other day, this kid, he is eat smooth up with bass fishing. Okay. Matter of fact, the other day went to some friend's house to eat supper. They were going to grill some steaks or something. It was pouring down rain. Houston and their son were like, well, we're going to go over here to this pond and see if we can catch any fish. Houston had fished that pond with his buddy back during the winter. Didn't catch anything. Yeah, well, that day, catches a 6-pounder. At least a 6-pounder. Might have been bigger than that. Big old pond bass.
I'm gonna touch it.
On a top water, huh?
Top water.
And then we went to ICAST a few days ago. We got home from ICAST. Houston comes back. Him and Jacoby go to the creek, and DJ and I were gone. We weren't even here. Yeah, I did let the boys go to the creek without me. They go down there and fish. This dude catches a live crawdad, throws him in the swimming hole, and pulls out this giant smallmouth that we'd been after.
Alright, so we're out here fishing at the creek, as you can see. Jacoby is my little cameraman right now because my parents are at the lake having fun. So, we're out here using this right here. And we've been watching this monster bass for 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe. And we haven't been able to catch him. And finally today, we've been trying for a while today to catch him. Couldn't get him on the plastics, but I went and found me a live crawdad, hooked him on the tail, second cast with him, boom, monster smallmouth. Look at that. That is a monster. Look at that. Oh shoot. I got it, Kobe. I got it. We're gonna have to cut that one out. Anyways, we got this monster bad boy. Man, just look at that. It's so beautiful. So we're gonna take him to the pond. We're gonna go get a scale and weigh the sucker. Beautiful. How much do you think he weighs? 4. 4?
1.
4-1.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go with the up on that. I will say 441. That's my guess. All right, we're heading inside to get the scale. Is it in there? Huh? There we go, got the scale. Now we are on our way to the pond.
Yep.
Yeah. We made it to the pond. Woo! She's looking good right now, Kobe. There's the dock. Pull over right here. Oh, look. Look at all the bait fish. Scale. Let's get this. Yeah, we'll weigh it twice. Just to make sure. There we go. Turn the aerator off. Get that out of there. You can put that back on the buggy for me? Yeah. Here's a scale. Got the scale. Oh, I need to zero that out. Zeroed out? Okay. Here, Kobe. Once again, this is the, I don't know if I said this, I probably did, but that's the biggest smallmouth I've ever caught. That is a monster. He's beautiful. Look at the colors on him. All right. Better hold on to her this time. You want to show it? Yep. It's zeroed out. Can it see? Yep. Okay, I'm gonna change. Hang on. I'm gonna change my weight. I'm gonna say 3.9. Okay. Okay. Zeroed out again. Whoa. 314.
Weigh it twice though.
Okay. He is skinny, so I can see it. Okay, you ready? Second time. 3.5. It went up. Hang on. 3.5 again. One more time just to make sure. Okay, 3.5. There we go. That is, he's not as big as I thought he was. But boy, that's a big smallmouth. By the way, because of this large, the smallie is so big, I want to give him a few minutes to acclimate to this pond water, plus there's a few little bluegill in there. Just to be cautious, because I want this guy to survive. Or girl, whichever one it is.
And that wasn't the only bass he's caught lately. We went to the lake for a few hours, like a couple days after we got back from my cast. Dude pulls in a big smallmouth there. He's fixing to get named the Smallmouth King if he doesn't watch it.
Oh, that's a good one.
Nice smallmouth, dude. What are you dancing for? Good job. Whopper ploppered him, didn't you?
Yep.
But in other news, I do have the grill fired up because I've got something very special to throw on the grill. So you guys saw we did buy those two heritage pork hogs to support another small farm. Really good quality meat. I'm gonna let them raise it. I don't mind paying for good quality. And we've raised pigs, we've raised beef, we've raised goats, we eat everything. If it's meat, we're gonna eat it. But I recently found out I've got a cousin that's raising Wagu beef. I had no idea. And they've got a really cool story behind their farm. They recently bought, I say recently, in the last few years, bought a 40-ish acre farm. And I'll kind of give you a little bit of a rundown. But their ranch is called Riker Ranch. Well, Riker was their son that they lost, unfortunately. And I'm not going to go into all the details and all of that stuff, because that's not what this is about. But they've recently started selling Wagu beef. And he reached out to me a while back and said, I'm going to bring you some steaks, let you test them out and tell me what you think, because I know you guys raise your own beef. Sometimes you put them in the freezer. You like good quality meat. So basically what he's doing is very similar to what Dusty's brother's doing with Cross Timbers Bison. So Riker Ranch beef, this Wagu beef. Look at this. Look at it. I gotta get these on the grill before I get in trouble. They bought a piece of property, started raising their Wagu beef, and then they're like, well, where are we gonna sell it? How are we gonna sell it? So while they're trying to do some stuff online and through the internet and stuff, they live north of Lindsay, Oklahoma, which is a pretty good location because there's a lot of oil field traffic where they're at, right on a main highway. And they've got a little shop set up on their property where his wife and kids have kind of a like a little homestead market. They're raising and selling their own beef. They get pork from another supplier. I think at one time he was doing some raw milk and things like that. You need to just go check them out on Facebook. I'll leave a link, all the things. But really cool story behind a really cool small farm. Somebody that's just trying to find a way, instead of going out and buying 5 cows, raising calves, taking them to the market and selling them, they're looking for a very niche market of people that's looking for really good quality beef, and they're selling it straight off their farm. And they can tell you everything about how these cattle are raised. They can tell you everything about how every calf was either AI'd or artificially bred, where it went, where it came from, what it ate every day of its life until it makes it to your table. And I like that. I like that. I like supporting that, just like with the way we got our pork. You know, I like supporting other small farms. Yes, they're content creators, and I'm trying to talk them into, they could have a heck of a YouTube channel around their Wagu beef, telling the story about where it comes from. People want to know the story of their food these days. It's not like the world was 20 years ago where you just go to the supermarket and you buy whatever cut of beef's on the shelf. I mean, yes, you can still do that, but I feel like there's more of a push in the general public to know where their food came from. They want to see that connection. And when a farm can go out and start a social media page, just like Dusty's done, or anybody else on social media that's using that, maybe not even to grow a big channel, but to show their heart, that they're putting their heart and soul into their farm and raising a good product, people want to support that. People want to buy that. And Wagu beef. It's the first time I've ever cooked a Wagu steak, and I can't wait. So I've got them thawed out. I'm gonna get them seasoned up, lightly seasoned, throw them on the grill, and we'll let you know how they are. All right, y'all, it's going down. We've got a Wagu boneless ribeye. Look at this. Oh my goodness. And a Wagu filet. Yeah, I'm gonna season it up. Just a little bit of Cosmo's SPG. That's salt, pepper, garlic. I know it's a rub, but it's good stuff. Yeah, Cosmo Q, another Oklahoma company. But yeah. Just gonna use a knife because I forgot my fork, but I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm highly excited about this. I love a good ribeye steak, but I've never eaten a Wagu ribeye. And as a matter of fact, up until just, well, last week, I'd never even tasted a Wagu steak, period. This is the first set of steaks that I'm going to be cooking from this farm. But one night while we were in Orlando with the guys at iCast, Jeff and all of his crew from Crappie Magnet had another company there with them, and they took us all out to eat to a steakhouse. And they were paying. Said, order whatever steak you want. And DJ ordered, I believe, a 6-ounce Wagu filet. And I don't think she ever picked up a fork. I mean a knife. I know she picked up a fork, duh. But I don't think she ever picked up her knife. That was the most tender steak I've ever tasted. And I only got one bite because she wasn't sharing much of that 6-ounce Wagu filet. So we'll see how these turn out. We ready for a flip? Try not to cook them too fast. I think Kelsey agrees they're going to be delicious. Okay, y'all, I don't want to overdo it. I don't think I have. This right here, that ribeye is going to be amazing. My wife loves a filet, but I love the fat on a ribeye. I'll let these rest for a few minutes. Cut into them. That's plenty for the three of us. Me and DJ and Houston will feast on this tonight. Shocker. Houston's sitting in here watching bass fishing on TV.
Kelsey, I've watched this video twice now.
You already know how it's going to end. You've already watched it twice?
Yeah.
All right, well, supper's ready, folks. Okay. It's going to be delish. I need a first taste from Houston.
It's good.
And a first taste from Mom.
What are you tasting, Houston? Oh, I just tasted the potato and said it was good.
He's going for the filet first. I sliced him some filet off. You're going to have to try a little bit of both. You got some ribeye on your plate. You got some filet on your plate. Let's see what Mom thinks. I told him you had your first Wagyu steak ever the other night in Orlando, and it was unreal.
That was really good. It's really good.
That was the filet. Try the ribeye. Let me know what you think.
I gotta work around fat because I'm not a fat fan on my steak.
Which one's better? Which one you like better?
This one.
You like the ribeye? What about you?
I like the filet better. It's juicier.
Mom's a filet fan. You know why you're a filet fan? Because you don't like fat.
I don't
And the
like
filet
fat.
is about as lean as you're going to get.
Yeah.
And it's a good cut of meat.
It is.
Look at that. Oh my gosh. 2 or 3 years ago, my wife would have turned her nose up at that and not eaten a bite. I'm so proud of you. I brought you to the red side. You like the red meat.
I do.
You used to have a well-done steak fetish. Had to be burnt or it wasn't good enough.
Not burnt, just
Not pink on the inside.
not pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well that was amazing. That ribeye was delicious. It's so difficult. I've always been the person that I have a hard time going out to a restaurant and eating a steak because I really like a good homegrown cut of beef cooked at home. And sometimes it's okay to eat someone else's homegrown beef or pork or whatever it is. I've always enjoyed raising our own animals, but over time our family's interests have shifted and our family's time has shifted to other things, and we don't raise as many animals. We don't do that as much. But I still want good quality, homegrown, well taken care of food to feed my family. And it's nice to find other farms that I know and can trust. And I'm not saying I'm going to go out and buy a whole side of Wagu beef, but I promise you I'll be eating more of that. That was delicious. And I can't wait to try the pork chops from 5 Acre Farm and the bacon and all the things, sausage. And I gave a whole ice chest load of it to my mother-in-law. I took some to our friends today, and there's a lot of pork. We've got a lot of pork to eat, but I know it's good quality. I know where it came from. I know how it was raised, and that means a lot. And, we're at a stage, a time, a point in our life where we're spending less time focusing on livestock and more time focusing on our family and what our kids want to do and what our family's interests are. And sometimes that means hanging out on the lake on a wake boat, going to the lake house, going to the golf course, all sorts of things, all kinds of things. And I don't know, life has phases and stages and things change and interests change, and it is what it is. But we're having a great time. We're loving life. Things are going good, and we couldn't be any more happy. So anyways, guys, I know it's a little bit different video, but remember, do something today to make somebody smile, because you never know. It just might change the world. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a great day. And as always, we'll see you on the next video.